What a headshot! What a head!
How's it, guys? This is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my very own transfer plan for the upcoming game week 20. So game week 20 is going to be the first game week of 2025, and this is going to be the last video of 2024. So hopefully you guys are watching this before the festivities do kick off. If you guys are, hopefully you guys have a great New Year's. And I'll be checking you guys for content coming up tomorrow in the new year, and that's going to be the ultimate guide. So I'll be running through the last game week of 2024, game week 19. We obviously still have one game still to feature, and that's going to be Arsenal taking on Brentford tonight. So I'll give you guys the most up-to-date rank as possible. Then in the team selection coming up probably on Thursday, I'll be giving you guys the final rank and the final points. So lots to get through in this video: the review of game week 19, as well as the transfer plan and team selection for game week 20. So if that's something you guys are interested in, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So going over a quick review of how game week 19 is going, we still have one game still to come, and that's going to be Arsenal taking on Brentford. Now I do have two players to feature, that's going to be Raya as well as Gabriel, so kind of hoping for a clean sheet, and because I don't own Mbumo, just makes that want even more. Now unfortunately, most people do own at least a double up in that Arsenal defense, so I don't really think the rank is going to rise that much, but fingers crossed. As you guys can see, we're on a very slight green arrow, 74 total points currently, with an overall rank rise from 104k to 103k. So literally the rank rise has been a few hundred places I think, but a green arrow is a green arrow at the end of the day. All I hope for is an Arsenal clean sheet to hopefully propel us into that top 100k, as that rank and a green arrow will be a nice way to end the year on. How's game week 19 currently going for you guys? Has it been a green or red arrow? And what's the overall points looking like? Now with one eye on game week 20, one free transfer but 0.4 left in the bank, so not that big of an upgrade can be made if we choose to use it. But let's go on to where those 70 points came from, alongside Gabriel and Raya, who hopefully get a clean sheet, starting off on our bench where we did unfortunately bench some points. So Fabianski and Bruno, one was injured, one was suspended, both of them obviously didn't feature. Now opted to bench Robinson this week. Fulham are a pretty strong team at the moment, but I made a transfer to bring in Munoz this week. So between him and Robinson, obviously a 2-point difference isn't that significant, but Munoz went and missed a massive big chance. Then the fact that Greaves got a clean sheet against Chelsea was very disappointing, as I started all three Chelsea attackers. So I guess there is some good in there, the fact that he's probably going to be nailed in that Ipswich lineup. Just don't know how many game weeks I want to play him though. So we managed to bench 10 points, which wasn't too significant, because I was always going to bench Greaves. Trent had a massive game week. Finally, we got that massive haul, a goal, a clean sheet plus 3 bonus points. Now if you guys watched this fixture, it was a simple mad game from the Liverpool point of view. So many chances and so many opportunities to score. Now Trent, a little bit lucky, a big deflection, took it past Areola, but because I own him, I'm going to take those points every day of the week. So just proving why he's such good value for money, even though he's the most expensive defender, those 15 points were really appreciated. Now I've already spoken about Munoz, but he was my transfer in this week. I was just happy to get rid of another Manchester United player. I did a lot to Munoz at deadline. Now as mentioned, Robinson outscored him by 2 points, but Munoz missed a massive big chance. So I'm pretty happy with kind of playing him over Robinson, even though he was outscored by 2 points. Still a great asset for the future, putting up a bunch of XG involvement, just hoping for some more clean sheets though in the future game weeks. Then our midfield department, Mo Salah just continues to be an absolute gem. He broke the 200 point mark halfway through the season. Now if you guys actually watch this fixture, you'll know that 16 points from Salah was actually pretty low, and the fact that he only got 2 bonus points from this haul just shows how many chances he actually missed. So if you guys did go for Cole Palmer, I actually think that you might have been unlucky, but also lucky, as Salah could have scored just so many more points. Obviously I was always going to captain him, this is a massive haul from him, but the effective ownership is going to be sky high. Talking about kind of Cole Palmer, unfortunately he did end up blanking. If you guys did go for the captain option, I started both him as well as Enzo. Now surprisingly, Enzo's XG involvement was I think 0.95, which is simply ridiculous, so to get no returns from that is quite disappointing. Also racked up a yellow card in injury time with a bit of frustration, and that combined with Cole Palmer's blank was pretty disappointing. Now I'll talk about Chelsea a bit more when I go over Nicholas Jackson up front, but right now Semenyo managed to get an assist, even though it might have been a bit contentious. So if you guys watch my Dayline stream, I actually benched Semenyo and started Bruno, just because Semenyo always gets points on my bench and never when I start him. So unfortunately it wasn't as big of a haul as maybe a Rodgers got, but I was just happy to get an assist right at the end of the game. So not the biggest haul as mentioned, but any kind of points help, and I had to make up for these Chelsea assets. Now in our forward department, Isaac has managed to get so many price rises over the past few weeks. He ended up getting a goal in the early minutes against Manchester United. Now I won't lie, after seeing the goal in the early minutes, I was hoping for a haul, only the goal plus 1 bonus point. Still obviously a great asset, you always want your strikers to score, and he's absolutely nailed in that starting 11. Unfortunately Nicholas Jackson wasn't, but he might be now, as he was benched for this Ipswich game. Now I guess he did come off quite early into the second half, I think about the 55-minute mark, just couldn't make an impact as Ipswich had control of the game at that stage. Now I mentioned kind of Jackson's benching being a possibility, the Chelsea manager loves to rotate. However, this did come back to bite him, as I don't feel like Nkunku was a great kind of starting 9. So that's why I was saying Jackson might not be nailed for the previous weeks, but he is nailed now, just offers more kind of striker upfront play. Then our final option, João Pedro, managed to return 2 assists, take him to a nice 9 points. Unfortunately though, as mentioned, Rodgers got a little bit of a haul, so only 1 bonus point for João Pedro. Just kind of wish maybe Jackson scored or Enzo scored, that would have made the green arrow just a little bit bigger. At this stage as mentioned, it's a very small one. Let's see what happens tonight though. Let's hope for a Gabriel goal, plus a clean sheet, and then a Raya penalty save. That should hopefully take us into the top 100k as well as a green arrow, which is a pretty good way to end the year. Let me know how your game week went. Was it a good week, a bad week, a green, a red arrow, and how's that overall rank looking? But now let's head on to the transfer plan for the upcoming game week 20, 1 free transfer and 0.4 in the bank. I want to showcase my team selection before we go over the moves. Just always like to give you guys the context of how my team is currently looking, and then we can discuss some replacements and some changes. Now this week might be a little bit of a benching headache at the moment. I'm benching Enzo, just don't know how much I can trust Chelsea at the moment. It is very close between him and someone like a João Pedro, I'll talk about later on. Just feel like maybe the striker has more avenues for points. Then Munoz is playing Chelsea, I own Jackson as well as Palmer starting. Kind of hope they score, but there could be a clean sheet here. Then Greaves has Fulham, even if he was going to start or play, Fulham is a little bit of a tough game, so pretty comfortable benching him here. Then Fabianski's still injured, even if he was back. Man City's a terrible fixture, but Ray doesn't have much of a better fixture as well with Brighton. So with my double up with Gabriel, the Brighton fixture might be quite tough, and that's why I might just bench out Pedro and hope for a clean sheet. Trent has United at home though, that's a great fixture, both defensively and from an attacking point of view. Same could be said with Robinson, hopefully Fulham do a bit better against Ipswich than my Chelsea assets did. Pretty comfortable playing Robinson over someone like a Munoz though, definitely the better fixture. Then in our midfield department, definitely will be captaining Mo Salah against United, a team that aren't playing that well at the moment. What I will say though, as a Liverpool fan, I hate playing United when they're in bad form, as this game's an absolute form changer. Still saying that though, the form of Salah is too hard to ignore, and it's not like any of my other players have good fixtures. Currently starting Bruno, but I might just bench him or take him out. I'll talk about that shortly. All you guys have to know is he's back from his suspension. With the way United are playing though, don't know if I can trust that attack, and they are playing a Liverpool defense has been solid this season. Then it's take 2 with Cole Palmer, hopefully get some returns. Crystal Palace is a little bit of a tougher game though. Then finally Semenyo, pretty comfortable playing him against Everton. Bournemouth have been attacking well, and I don't really know if I'll buy this Everton good defensive form. Then finally up front we've got Isaac against Spurs. Let's see how those defensive injuries are for game week 20. At the current moment though, pretty confident that he'll get a goal here. Hopefully the same could be said with Jackson. All I know is that he's probably going to start, and he always gets some big chances in these fixtures. The final play is João Pedro against Arsenal at home. This is where I'm kind of debating whether to go from or go for Enzo, because I own 2 Arsenal defenders hoping for a clean sheet, and although João Pedro got 9 points last week, he hasn't been that great. At the moment though, I am playing him as I feel like he has more avenues for points, obviously on penalties, and is a threat on set pieces. Between him and Enzo though, it might be quite close, and this might come down to the wire, but not that big of a decision. Now with the starting 11 and the benching dilemma, I am actually tempted to just roll the transfer, as I believe the team does look okay. There are a few potential moves that I could do. The one move I've been thinking about is going to be Bruno Fernandes out. He does play Southampton next week though. The other move might be Jackson out for someone like a Chris Wood, but now that Jackson might be more nailed, might be tempted to roll these better fixtures with Chelsea. Should have probably done that move last night though, as Jackson dropped in price and Chris Wood also rose. But as mentioned, probably just going to roll the transfer. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but the team does look okay. You guys can let me know what your transfer plans are in the comments down below or my Discord server, and if you guys have any dilemmas, I'll try help you guys out over there. As mentioned though, last video for 2024, hopefully you guys have a great celebration, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the first video of 2025. With that being said, this is basically going to wrap up the video guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like it and subscribe if you have subscribed yet. Make sure those notifications on for all the content for upcoming Game Week 20. But for the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.